Welcome everyone to the first ever season of the Munich Wolverines. After the expansion draft and shaping the team, we're now ready for the first season with 33 NFL teams. Let's get into it. First of all, thank you everyone for the great feedback for this series. I really appreciate all the positive words you said. I know that I have a very small YouTube channel, but I'm still giving my best to create fun content. So thank you everyone for your appreciation. But now let's look into the season predictions. And well, we are predicted as AFC South champions with 11 votes. So most journalists actually see us as the favorites to win the division. So that should give us a hint how great our team really is. Also, when we look at the season preview, we see what I already said in the expansion draft. We should be a pretty good team. Second best projected defense. And yeah, defensive end, defensive tackle, of course, could be an issue. We focused on secondary, so we can already see that in the grades. Special team, we're really bad with the kicker and the punter, so maybe there are a few releases in week 1 or after week 1, so we can maybe sign a new kicker or punter to get a little bit better here. And offensively, yeah, our strength is the O-line for sure. Really good on the interior O-line. Tackle also with a B, tight end B. Wide receiver only a C. I can see that maybe depth is not the biggest strength here. And quarterback, the biggest question mark on our team. Looking into training camp, I already simmed that. Of course, not the best that Marcus Peters got verse here. So yeah, especially with his contract. So he's going to get verse over time. Only 29 years old. So I hope that regression has not already kicked in, so we need to focus on our training camp gains. And Quinn Meinertz made an awesome progression, 87 overall now, and he really got better in terms of strength and is that endurance? I guess so, or maybe pass blocking is over here. Is it? I'm not sure. It's run blocking actually, so 3 points better in run blocking. Yeah, 86 overall. So this should be really good. Also, our new expansive edition, William Childs, got a little bit better. I also have a mentor on him, so let's hope that he can progress also on a very hard training schedule with his 99 work ethic. 96 actually, but still really good. Staff could be a really important factor. Our coaches are not the best, so yeah, maybe we need some improvements after that. And what I'm doing for this career, I'm not taking ownership on the strategy or on game plan decisions, so everything is outsourced to our coordinators. Also in terms of the game plan, so I'm trusting our coordinators, and the challenge is to really hire the right coordinators if we see that it's not working. Here, for example, I would have put a higher focus on run game since this is our strength. But yeah, maybe it helps our quarterback Desmond Ridder to get better. Of course, I also see Tony Pollard as a third down back and Julio Jones currently as a primary receiver. I hope that he's able to perform for one last year. But yeah, defensively, I'm fine with that. So I like the orientation of Louis Lewis, also an MVP name, to be honest. But yeah, let's hope that they are able to set up the right strategy for the first season in Munich. We already looked into the depth chart at the end of the last episode. I'm not going into much detail here. So offensively, everything stayed the same. I only created a second package to give William Childs a little bit more snaps. Same defensively. Here I changed the nickelback position to give CJ Henderson more playing time. And yeah, also rotation with the defensive package number 2 to rotate edge rushers, defensive tackles. Not sure how much impact that makes, but yeah, with that endurance here, especially on edge, Shaq Lawson, Deshaun Hand should not play all the snaps. Special teams, as said, kicker, punter, we need an upgrade, and CJ Henderson should be a good kick returner. And with that said, let's start into the preseason. We have 4 preseason games. I'm not paying too much attention on the scores, and well, maybe I should with that score. Not a good start, but I think we should be more competitive. It worries me a little bit that Desmond Ridder has only 1/3 completion percentage. Yeah, with the intelligence should be more. Let's hope that he's able to perform better in the season, but again, preseason does not matter too much. Maybe we get a few points here. We do so. 13 points, and this time the first touchdown, A.J. Dillon, our running back. But other than that, I don't see any outstanding performances, a couple or a few sacks actually. That's nice to see that our defensive line performs a little bit better. And I'm also keeping the injury report in mind. So many players coming back from injury. That's nice. Injuries in preseason always hurt. So that's not something we want to see. So let's go through the last 2 preseason games. We lose against the Jets, and in the final game, we win against the Green Bay Packers. So our first win in preseason, but that doesn't count too much. Now it's time for week 1, and it's time to play our very first game of the Munich Wolverines. No notable injuries, so that's really good. Let's look into free agency. Is there anyone available for us to sign? There are a few players, and again, I don't want to exploit the system, so I'm not signing anyone here. We need another QB, and of course, no one really got released. I'm looking into speed because, let's be honest, with this overall, no one can throw, but 72 intelligence. Oh, accuracy. Wow, that's really bad. But still, weird personal values, but okay, let's go for it. He can only run smartly and maybe use a stiff arm. Interesting way to play. Let's go. Our 3rd quarterback on the roster. So let's start off the season in Carolina against the Panthers, and we get our very first win of the Munich Wolverines history. And Desmond Ridder has a little bit better completion percentage, but as predicted, our strength is rushing, and nice to see that KADARIUS TONEY gets involved, so maybe a few end rounds. And that's what I said. I mean, that's not how KADARIUS TONEY looks like, but still, that's what I said. Speed and his agility could be a weapon for us, and he already showed that in the very first game. Desmond Ridder's abilities to run, not the best here, and also receiving, not many players involved. So overall, not much offensive plan, but Marcus Peters maybe won us the game with his interception. Also the first sack, Cameron Hayward, but as predicted, this is not going to be the strength of this team. So let's look into injuries. There are none. Let's take another look at free agency if there are any kickers or punters available. And there are. So let's sign Brett Maher and let's sign Cameron Johnston. Yeah, with his kick accuracy, and therefore improve our special team. It's also time to look into upcoming free agents, and we have a few big ones. I offered Quan Alexander a new deal, but maybe I should do a little bit less because he's currently just a backup. We have the money, of course, and have the cap space. Julio Jones, not sure if I want to bring him back. Let's see how he performs. And same for our starting edge rushers and defensive tackle. We need to say that. But currently, let's wait until mid-season how they are performing and if it's worth to give them new contracts. Week 2, or actually I should sim the whole week. That's why I was not able to see injuries. But week 2 we are playing against the Baltimore Ravens, another away game, and this time we lose, and it's not even close. Only 3 points. Desmond Ridder with 2 interceptions also got benched, or was he injured? No, so he got benched, or I mean that should be the only explanation, or he was injured just for a little bit of time. But offensively, there's not much going. Not a good run game. Very surprised with Tony Pollard's average. And defensively, also not the big plays. Marcus May with a forced fumble and an interception. That was really good. But other than that, weak performance this time. Yeah, I mean, not many injuries. That's, of course, good. And Quan Alexander is not happy with the contract. Well, guess what? I'm not offering you a new one. Currently, you are a backup, so first get our defense to a great performance. Another away game, this time against the Atlanta Falcons. And we are 1-2, so after a very good first game, we are now on a losing streak. Again, Desmond Ridder, not the best performance. Only 78 QB rating. KADARIUS TONEY, this time with the touchdown, so he really is a weapon for us, and currently the only one. Other than that, no one really involved here. Marcus Peters, another interception. But that worries me. 3 weeks into the season, and well, you're not happy with the workload. Sorry, you need to train. I think I'm very fair with my training schedule, but yeah, we are on another away game, and this time we win. Division game against the Houston Texans, so against the 32nd team of the NFL. Desmond Ridder, not the best performance again. The completion percentage, interceptions. So right now, he is the quarterback of an expansion team. You need to highlight that. So maybe we need to look for a replacement. William Childs also getting into the rushing game. I really like that. Now that are some receivers involved, and also the first couple of touchdowns for our wide receivers, Julio Jones and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So, well, they get involved. That's nice. And defensively, we are not able to get any pressure at all. No hurries, no sacks. And this against the Texans O-line, who is maybe not the best. Yeah, we need to change something there. Taking a quick look at the key stats after 4 weeks, defensively, we are what the expert projected us to be, a top 5 defense all around. And offensively, there is room for improvement, especially in terms of points. So we are at midfield regarding passing yards. Rushing yards needs to be improved. But this is something our coordinators need to do. So maybe we should hire new coordinators in the future. But now, of course, if we are successful, we don't look into that. But now, after 4 away games, we have our debut in Munich. We have our debut in Germany to kick off the expansion team. And I mean, in reality, the Munich game is not too far away. I was one of the lucky ones who got a ticket, so I'm very excited for that. But here we have a real franchise in Munich with more than one game. And the very first game in Germany against the Texans, we are able to destroy them. So in our home country, we crushed the Houston Texans, and this time with an outstanding performance of Desmond Ridder. 3 touchdowns, 150 passer rating. Really, really good. Also, rushing game looks a little bit better. St. Brown, in his home country is not the right term, but I mean, he's half German, so he has a connection there, and he already scored twice. And defensively, a little bit more pressure. Also with some blitzes, I see CJ Henderson with a sack. That's nice, but very important. We are now 3-2, and let's look into the standings. We are currently in the middle of the AFC South. I mean, everyone has 2 bye weeks overall, so that's why the Jacksonville Jaguars only have 3 games. We have 5 because our bye weeks are later. The schedule is a little bit different, and of course, if you want to know how and what the logic behind that is, I made a video about that, how to create an expansion team here in the game, where I also explained a little bit of schedule logic. It was a little bit more complicated than it might seem right now, but I'm happy that I'm able to play here with the schedule and get another win against the Cincinnati Bengals this time. So after a 1-2 start, we are now on a 3-game winning streak. Desmond Ridder getting better, and the rushing game also getting better. Still, AJ Dillon looks like the more effective running back here. Surprises me a little bit, but as long as we have the results, that's nice. So let's sim directly. Week 7, we played no one this time. Yeah, I think that was our very first bye week. So time to refresh, to energize and get our players back if anyone was injured. So now we have 2 division games, another bye week, and then I think it's time to look into stats and what we could improve. I think right now we are on the right track with a record of 4-2, and now against the 4-3 Indianapolis Colts. It would be important to win this game, and we lose, and with that we drop behind the Colts. Despite another 0 interception game for Ridder, I think this time not effective or efficient on 3rd down, not on 4th down, not too many total yards. So I guess our offense just is not really on the right track. Also penalties killed us. And no interceptions, only 1 sack by Bobby Okereke. No hurries. Again, not able to create pressure here. And that could be a factor that might kill us, to be honest, because rushing the quarterback is one of the more important tasks in nowadays NFL. Now against the Jacksonville Jaguars, we need another win to get on top of the division, and we're losing again. And now we are 4-4 with a bye week, actually. So, not an outstanding performance. The stats are just not here, so let's look at the total numbers. We had more total yards, but still not enough. Rushing is not a factor right now, and I don't know if our coordinator just does not call the right plays. We have many rushing attempts, but Tony Pollard, only 2.9 average. I'm really surprised because his speed is okay. agility maybe, but maybe our coordinator also focus more on running through the middle, so strength could be an issue here, and that might also explain why AJ Dillon has a better overall stat in terms of average, but that's not good, of course. And now let's sim the bye week, and now after 10 weeks let's look into the standings. We are falling behind. I mean, it's still only 1 game or 2 games here to climb the division, but with 5 teams it gets really competitive. And we played most of our division games. We played the Texans twice, the Colts and the Jaguars, so should be only 2 division games left, Titans and let's quickly double check. Yeah, Jaguars and the Titans. So these are 2 must-win games since both teams are 5-3. So week 11 is really, really important for us. So the Buccaneers are actually 10-0, and I mean by far the best team here in the NFL. First in the power ranking. Dolphins are second, so they are on a 4-game winning streak. And for us, it's not looking good. We're falling behind, so we're kind of at bottom midfield in the power ranking, 2-game losing streak. And our strength is home so far, 2 games, 2 wins. And in the US, we don't seem to perform currently. I don't know that the game knows that we play in Germany. Otherwise, I would say it might be due to travel. And let's hope that at the second half of the season, we can play our home field advantage. Now, it's actually not the second half. We only have 14 games and we already played 8, so a little bit more. But still, we should have 5 more home games. And with 5 wins, I'm pretty sure that we would be in the playoffs. So I don't know if season preview changes. Yeah, a little bit. So defense rank 4, offense still 8. I think here we got a little bit better, but still a D on kicker and punter. I'm not looking into stats that detailed right now. The only thing worth mentioning is that, after 8 played games, the defense still looks good. We have a really good rush defense, and I focused our resources on the secondary, and right now we're very successful. So our defensive coordinator, Louis Lewis, makes a great job, and our defense is really what's giving us the wins right now. Offensively, there's room for improvement. We need to figure out the running game. We need to figure out how to get more points out of the yards. Could be a special team issue. So that's something we're going to figure out next episode, and then also go through the final 6 games to finish off the year. Yeah, we need to figure out which players we want to keep on our team from the pending free agents and how to get better to get into the playoffs in our first season. But that's it for today. I hope you stay tuned to follow the very first season of the Munich Wolverines. Have a nice week. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.